Hey, but that's loud. I gotta turn that down a little bit. What the business is, YouTube? This here Clarence over at Pursuit of Freedom. Trying to jump back into this trading business, man. Uh, but I broke a rule. Okay, I got E-Trade to the left. I got TC2000 to the right. This was just a stock that I noticed uh, on the top of my list. It was moving, pumping, but it turned out to only really jump or move at all for only about 2 daggone minutes, man. And I noticed it right at the market open. This thing really started pushing up, open up about at 145. This is PED, PEDEV, core, energy sector, oil and gas. They had some news. Pacific Energy Development enters agreement to acquire 22,000 acres of Permian Basin, raises $15 million. That there is the alarming part of the news, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get into some of these positions for a gain. So they had some shares because I was in it by the time I seen that this price above $1.50 was the problem area. But I had watched it run up, touch this 186 area, then have a nice pullback. So I'm trying to capture a bounce. So on this next candle starting to push up right here at about 935, I jump in at $1.65, thinking that this thing is finna come back up and retest this area. Now the market for the day, which I can't get a good look at. Let's look at 500 companies though. I see that volume for the last several days. Even though we've been on the up, we getting a rounding topish looking area. Up, and the Dow, which is 15 minutes ahead of my S&P, is pulling back. All of my indices, my indices are in the red. This has been a red day, and that's what I meant by a broker rule. Usually, I'm not touching anything, and the market I ain't been finding good, strong moving stocks. Everything, volume is tapering off. Volume is tapering off. I know you can't really see that. Let's go big on that though. The volume has been slightly sliding down, especially looking at this S&P. You know what I mean? You get these lower, lower, you know what I mean? Less volume with the government being shut down. With the government being shut down, I'm guessing more people, there's less people putting money out there into the market. And this thing just kind of pulled back, man. I had a little chance to get a touch of gains. I think I was up only about $40 right here. I should have took that. And that's crazy. It's a tiny gain, but I should have took it. It was bouncing off this lower day while I got my red sell line that I put up after I got into the trade. I had a feeling with the day being bearish, with all of the market indices pulling back. Shoot, I can come over here. I've been forgetting that this is Yahoo Finance. So yeah, with everything pulling back, we got the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, the Russell, all of the indexes in the negative for the day. I was trying to be a little careful. End up giving away $44.95, and this was a long trade. This is one of the longest ones I've been in, and now this thing looks like it wants to come back. And that's a part of being involved with stocks at all. But what I'm noticing is that every time that it does get a little push, we getting these big sellers to the tune of that's $160,000 there. That's probably about 100,000 shares. Another 100,000 shares right there, and these are in single minutes here. You know what I'm saying? We getting big sellers whenever this thing begins to push up at all. Then I just seen lots of selling pressure. The market showing weakness, which is the reason why I don't trade on these weekdays because we don't get strong movements. But to give you a little bit of something else, man, this MBOT though, man. This MBOT though, man, had a beautiful breakout right here. I was already long at 950, so I wasn't looking to get in, but that was the one of the day that I should have played. And of course, it's the number one on the chart at this time. This is hindsight, so you know, uh, these kind of things happen, especially with the market being shaky. Uh, I don't really have a whole bunch of trust in it. That's why there ain't been that many videos and things moving very, very slow for me because that's how the market's working. That's how the market's looking. It's moving very, very slow, if moving at all, man. But that is what it is. And this happens sometimes. So yeah, I'm down 44 on the day. I ain't finna talk too long because it ain't really necessary. Went in with 582, just trying to hang out around $500. Paid my little $9 commission, so really I'm out $35. But you got to add that to it, so $44, $45. Uh, I'm gonna live to trade another day though. Live to trade another day. There are going to be losses, so I mean that don't really bother me, and I'm not risking everything that I got. You know what I'm saying? This is Pursuit of Freedom.